online class in the summer for 8 weeks. All right, that was overdoing it a bit. I'll try not to bring that much enthusiasm to what I do each week. But I do want to find creative ways to cut through the somewhat flat field or environment that an online class can have. For many of you, maybe all of you, I don't know, this may be your first online course that you've ever taken. I've taught online classes every year for the last 5 or 6 years, so I've been doing it for quite a while. And so some anxieties that you might have, I can anticipate, and we can find ways through them. Other anxieties you might have, I ask that you bring those to my attention so that we can creatively work through them together. One thing that I find in teaching online classes is that students have, we come out of the gate ready to engage each other, post several times a week, more than what is the baseline for your grade in the class, and we have this sort of momentum that by week 5, week 6, sort of like totally tapers off, right? And it's just like quick, do your word count, get your words in there, post them, and you don't look further. And we then by the end of the term have absolutely no conversations going, just random scattered posts. So one of the things that I ask from you all is some concerted effort to make it through the whole term with a level of conversation and a level of discussion, right, that actually engages not only the content, the stuff that we're reading, but one another. Because it's often in my face-to-face classes, and especially in this belief and unbelief class, that when we engage each other on the level of our own convictions, our own opinions, our own insights, our own analysis, that we truly begin to internalize the content and see, even if you don't agree with an author here or there, or all of them, or any of them, right, that some sort of stuff goes on inside of you, right? So that you come into class with certain assumptions, but those assumptions have been changed, challenged, or stretched by the end of this class. So that's what I ask. And doing it in an online environment, right, is new for many of us, which is why I ask if you can find ways like this, create your own YouTube channel and post your link, right? So give us a video response to you talking through one of the discussion prompts one week, right? Or record audio. You can use Audio Boo on your phone. You can do a voice memo on your phone, and but you have to find a way to have have that thing housed on the internet somewhere that's not right in Canvas, our software that we're using for this class. Find a way that we can have access directly to what you're doing, and I'm trying to come up with some other options as well. So we're not just text-based, reading each other's responses, forgetting the fact that someone has a totally different set of assumptions than another person in our class, because we're all reading the same sort of little text box online, right? So I'm going to ask you to figure out, to learn new ways to get your ideas posted to our discussion boards. With that being said, I want to say a couple of things in this essay before I close it out. The first one is just a general introduction to the class. So you've signed up for this course, Belief and Unbelief, and you have to take 2 religious studies classes at Regis. And so here is one that often over-enrolls because students who don't want to take a second religious studies class have sort of no appetite for religious conversations at all. This one seems the least threatening, right? But even for students who have deep convictions, either on the belief side or unbelief side or somewhere in between, often take this course too because it sounds intriguing. It's a philosophy of religion class, and this might be a chance to sort of work out some specifics, right? Or figure out what is it that you believe if you believe something, right? Or what is belief itself, right? Or what is unbelief? Or why are we having this conversation? Why is the title of the class framed in, according to this sort of binary, belief on one side and unbelief on the other? Whatever it is that brought you into this class, welcome. Your contributions to this course throughout these next 8 weeks will by me be deeply valued, and hopefully in the respect that you all are treated, the ways that you treat one another in our conversations, um, we can demonstrate that we value all of the opinions and the advice and the insights that each of us individually will bring to our collective class experience. So we're going to read some philosophy of religion. We're starting off with some proofs for the existence of God. We're moving into some psychoanalysis. I'm trying to understand and unpack religion as a psychological need that's being fulfilled. We're going to move into some existential philosophy with Paul Tillich and try to figure out what is faith if it's not belief, right? Make a distinction here between faith and belief. And then we're going to finish this summer course out with he's a philosopher, and he was a philosopher and a teacher of law, uh, and by Dworkin, who talks about, can we have a religious atheism, right? So he's mashing these two terms together in a way that hopefully will make sense to us as we move our way through his text at the end. So engage us. Engage the texts directly, the stuff that we're reading. Work through them. There's a lot of reading because this is a condensed online class, but we can do this, right? And unpack these readings and these ideas to the best of your abilities, right? That's all I ask. Really, that's all there is. You'll see that most of the grade for the course is wrapped into online conversations. So let's keep vivacity to those conversations each week, right? Because that's where my value is in our learning for this course. All right, so we have some important days, a rhythm to each week that I'd like you to begin this week to feel, right? So we're going to be on a Saturday, Monday, Wednesday schedule. Saturday, and all of these days, it's at 11:59 p.m., so the very end of the day is when the official deadlines are. Saturday, if you're leading a class, our class and conversations on that for that week, the Saturday before, you post a series of questions, 2 or 3 really good probing questions that help us deal with the text, but also with our understanding of the text and application, right? Saturday, discussion leaders post questions. Then by Monday night, right, the rest of us will have had a few days to read your questions, think about them, do the readings themselves, and post our responses directly to you. And please, if you're replying to a question, hit reply to that question so that your comment threads properly underneath that question. Don't post a new discussion thread, right? Because then we won't know, well, okay, does this post refer back to? Try to keep these things organized as best as we can so that the Canvas itself can organize our discussions, right? By Wednesday, I ask you for a second post, and the second post can be a response to someone else's first post, right? Monday's post. Or if someone asks you a question, if one of the discussion leaders for that week asks you a question directly, you can use your second official post to reply in order to sort of like foster a conversation. And this means that with 2 or 3 leaders per week on these readings, not every single question will be engaged by the class, and that's okay. It's not necessarily a bearing on how good or bad your question is. It's just that these sets of questions got more traction, and there was a conversation and an energy towards those. So don't feel bad if you're a leader and your either one or any of your questions didn't get engaged. That's not sort of how I'm trying to play this. But I do want to run with sort of the interests of the course. So you'll find that I don't post a lot. I'll post here or there. I'll ask some just probing questions, or if we're not getting to the text or we're avoiding the text, right, I might pose a question to a discussion that brings us back a little bit, right? So Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. That's our rhythm. Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. Saturday night, we're looking for a new set of discussion questions. Post your first post by Monday night, your second post by Wednesday night. And then you'll see throughout the term there's other things. So like your final is going to be due earlier than the last day of class, so that we can unpack each of our final projects, and each project will be a discussion topic in and of itself. We have um, May 11th is the drop dead add drop date. Drop dead, whatever. Uh, May 11th, you need to add or drop the class. If you don't want to stick with it, make sure you drop it by that day. Also, if you request a pass-fail grade in this class instead of taking it for letter grade, you have to submit that request uh, by May 11th as well. Now, for add drop and for pass fail, you have to go physically on campus to the dean's office and get the little form, fill it out, and take it up to main hall and formally submit it there. They don't have it online for whatever reason, and I apologize for that. And then the last date that you need to remember is the withdraw date for the course, June 8th. So if you don't, if say something happens, you can't participate in the class, make sure you withdraw formally from our course by May 8th so that you don't have to pay full price for the entire class. All right. Enjoy Canvas. It's a much better learning management software system than is World Class D2L, which Regis uses. So I'm piloting it for myself this summer to see if I want to use it in the fall. So I appreciate your feedback. If you have any sort of like, I liked Canvas, I didn't like Canvas, whatever, I'm open to those things. You can get a hold of me in many ways. Telephone is on the syllabus. Email me to my Regis account, or email me to through the Canvas system, and I'll get it either way. This week, be sure to sign up for a week that you want to lead discussion. We can have 2 or 3 people per week, and I look forward to meeting and figuring out who you all are. Talk to you soon.